This includes dead bodies and sleeping kobolds. Thank you.
Sleep spell.
Sorcerer refers to it as their child, wizard. I can see the resemblance. Sorcerer takes offense and throws the wizard off the ship. Hey, Taja Haoma, Ken Sishi Sien here. Welcome to another DnDGreentext video. Before jumping into this video, if you enjoy this intros with language and if you think I did a pretty good job pronouncing that, you probably have no idea, but if you do, or if you're Chinese and you do, please leave a like on the video. For that, it helps the channel and promotes the video a bit more, and it really helps me out. And yeah, if you want to do that, I would appreciate it a lot. If you're not subscribed yet, consider doing that as well. And with that being said, guys, please enjoy the video. Worst D&D players ever, part 2. I think we've read part 1 in the previous video. I didn't know this was a 3-part thing, but apparently it is, so we're gonna go through part 2 and 3 this time. Also, I don't think they're really related between them, so it doesn't even matter. Mid to high level Plan and Adventuring 3.5th edition campaign. Standing on a giant cog on Mechanus, DM points out that it's exactly 60 feet wide. Suddenly, a beholder floats down directly above. All our overpowered bullshit magic items stop working. The beholder's anti-magic icon is exactly 60 feet wide, thus encompassing the entire cog. Keikaku is Japanese for plan. Winged Aasimar sorcerer decides that his character has a fear of anti-magic, spends his entire turn fleeing, and leaps off the cog onto an adjacent one. Sorcerer is no longer within the anti-magic cone. The beholder zaps the sorcerer with Petrify Eye-Beam. Rolls a 3. Everyone laughs. Sorcerer. I'm a super charismatic angelic being, so at least I'm going to make a badass statue, right? DM. Roll a charisma check to pose heroically. Your statue is worth 100 gold pieces times your check. Rolls a natural 20. Priceless masterwork statue. Party defeats the beholder easily because the other players realize beholder can't actually shoot eye beams within its own anti-magic cone, so the DM's plan actually sucked. The sorcerer would have also been fine if he had stayed inside the anti-magic area. The cleric sells the sorcerer statue to an antique shop in Sigil. Nobody stops him. Sorcerer has to roll up a new character. The statue is still there to this day. I wonder if the DM's plan was to actually allow them to resurrect him somehow. Anyway, there's more to this green text. We had a DM who was obsessed with the old text mode CRPG NetHack and let us use any of the weird tricks that work in that game. At first, it was simple stuff like potion missability and writing Elbereth in the dust to ward off enemies, but we started reading the wiki between sessions for even more ridiculous exploits. In NetHack, you can wield a cockatrice corpse as a weapon and it will petrify anyone it touches. The wielder is safe as long as they're wearing gloves. The party druid worked out that with the epic rules, if you can boost your handle animal skill into the 30s, you can raise magical beasts, including cockatrices. So the druid ends up carrying a bag of holding full of cockatrice corpses into combat and chucking them at every enemy like ninja throwing stars. The DM eventually decides that the druid can't do that, because cockatrices are technically not ranged weapons and drawing things from a bag of holding is a standard action. However, we also just hit level 6, so the fighter takes the throw anything and quick draw feats, and the druid starts stuffing magnets down the cockatrice throats so the fighter can carry them stuck to his plate armor. At one point, a roper grabs the fighter with multiple tendrils, and the druid successfully argues that it has to roll 6 saving throws against the petrification because of all the cockatrice corpses it just touched. Miraculously, it passes all the saves, pulls in the fighter and chomps on his head, whereupon it is immediately petrified by another cockatrice corpse he had kept impaled on his hornet helmet to protect against possible mind flare attacks. We spent 4 hours chipping away at the petrified roper to free him. Jesus, man. Are you sure this isn't the best player's thread? It's really starting to look like a best player's thread. Alright, and now part 3. I feel bad for the sorcerer. What did he do to deserve this? What did he do to deserve this? Major combat encounter. Round 1. I cast Eternal Jaunt. An hour and a half later. DM. You take 49 damage. Sorcerer. Wait. I forgot I had Ethereal Jaunt up. I shouldn't have taken any damage this whole combat. DM. You can't just do that. The monsters would have attacked other creatures instead. Sorcerer. Oh, then we have to do a do-over. DM. You want a do-over on 12 rounds of combat? Sorcerer. Yeah, can we? Sorcerer's player eventually has to make a new character because reasons. Party needs a cleric, so the player creates a cleric. Doesn't like tracking prepared spells, so he just doesn't. Always conveniently has the right spell to hand. Everyone but the DM notices, but nobody tells the DM because it works in their favor. Big treasure haul. Cleric assumes he can just deduct money whenever he wants to buy items without actually buying it in character, including if he's in a dungeon. He does this for several weeks before the DM notices and takes a look at his character sheet. Vorpal Mace. No, you could not put Vorpal on a mace, even in 3rd edition. Goggles of Haste. The boots slot was taken already. So many yawn stones that the cleric claims he sounds like stirring a drink full of ice cubes. DM. What spells do you have prepared? Cleric. It's not in that sheet. Don't worry about it. Where the hell did you get Daern's Instant Fortress? Thinks for a moment. Off of Daern. DM eventually relents. Level 20. Visiting the planner city of Sigil. Spends half an hour real time trying to track down a very specific winged Aasimar statue. Eventually gives up because his current character is more powerful than his old one. DM. That night, while you're resting in the inn. Cleric. Wait, what does the inn cost? DM. Like 1 gold a night? Cleric. I don't have any gold. The smallest I have is 5000 GP diamonds. I'm not breaking one. Can I just camp out in the woods? DM. You're in Sigil. There aren't any woods. Cleric. I'll just set up my bedroll in an alleyway then. DM. You're 20th level. Cleric. Wait, I'm going to set up my Daern's Instant Fortress. DM. Fine. Anyway, that night, your inn is attacked by Githyanki assassins. Roll initiative. Cleric. I want to cast DM. You aren't there. You're in your Daern's Instant Fortress. Cleric. Well, I immediately wake up and run towards the inn. DM. You can't do that. You don't even have time to put your armor on. Cleric. I'm sleeping in my armor. Cleric spends every combat turn running towards where he thinks the inn is. After this, the cleric pays someone to craft him a suit of armor that can be donned instantly upon the command word armor on. The party eventually convinces the cleric to move into the inn, in case they're attacked again and need their cleric. The cleric hires a load of random beggars to look after his Daern's Instant Fortress for a while. He pays 5000 gold pieces up front for a year. Fortress can shrink down to pocket size, but he doesn't do it because the contents don't shrink, and he spent a bunch of money on furniture. The party set off investigating who in the city tried to assassinate them, and they go on an adventure spanning multiple sessions. Eventually, it's time to leave the city. Cleric. Wait, my fortress. Shouts the command word to shrink the fortress. DM. Wait, your tower guards were still inside. Cleric. So? DM. They don't shrink when you shrink the tower. Cleric. That sounds like their problem. DM declares that his deity immediately revokes his cleric powers for unrepentantly mass slaughtering his own guards. Cleric pleads and begs the DM until he relents. Has to spend the next week and most of his diamonds casting resurrection on the crushed remains of his tower guards. What the flying Jesus Christ. Yeah, okay, this instantly turned into a very good worst players thread. Absolutely insane. Yeah, I don't know what to say, man. Just move on. Let's just not think. It's up, honestly. Also, the DM is kinda at fault a bunch for really allowing every single stupid that player wanted to pull, allowing him to do it, but whatever. Yeah, just don't do that, either as a player or as a DM, you know? Yeah, anyway. Insane DM posts his own L. Player plays a female tiefling infernal pact warlock. A few months into the campaign, the character meets her mysterious patron. Her patron turns out to be Demogorgon himself. Demogorgon demands that the tiefling be the vessel for his spawn. There have been hints about a coming spawn of chaos that will bring about the end of an age. The tiefling warlock refuses. Demogorgon tells her it wasn't a request and then takes her by force. Fade to black and a few rolls happen to see how badly he roughs her up. After he is done with her, he tells her he will allow her to retain the speck of power that he gave her. But if she hurts his spawn, he will not just strip away her powers, but her soul and the soul of anyone she holds dear. The player storms out and later drops out of the game via text message. Make up your goddamn minds, people. Either go full X-card nanny or be prepared to face some dark happening to your character. Is this too much to ask? Now I'll have to rewrite the whole damn Chaos Spawn arc. And then there's this chuckle. This is a psychopath DM, man. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, dude. Jesus. This started so nicely with amazing players at the start in the first story, and it really turned to bad players and now even bad DMs. What the f, man? Teleports behind you. You're already dead. Bias on a ship. Sorcerer thought it would be a good idea to keep a troglodyte and try to raise him as a pet. Goddess confirms that they will be unable to raise it, so their new mission is to find a herd to give it to. Egg hatches. Starts swallowing kobolds whole. I think they're called kobolds. Anyway, starts swallowing kobolds whole. We had just finished a battle. This includes dead bodies and sleeping kobolds. Thank you. Sleep spell. Sorcerer refers to it as their child. Wizard. I can see the resemblance. Sorcerer takes offense and throws the wizard off the ship. Wizard eventually returns on the boat, about when the sorcerer refers to Troggy as so cute. Wizard. He seems like your type. Sorcerer wants to high kick the wizard back into the water. Sorcerer rolls a natural 20. Wizard. You activated my trap card. You see, the wizard has a homebrew item that, when he is attacked, allows him to teleport 10 feet as long as the item still has charges left. If 10 feet is enough to get out of the way of the attack, then the attack automatically misses. It was made to balance the wizard's low health. Wizard. Teleports behind the sorcerer. Wizard takes out the Canter of Endless Water. Wizard. Gazer. Insert obvious anime meme. Fighter is peacefully fishing while the chaos goes on behind them. The sorcerer succeeded the strength save, but was still wet, which was enough for the wizard. Your party members are extremely aggressive with one another. Alright, anyway, on that note guys, we're gonna end this video here, so thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like if you did, and subscribe for more if you haven't already. Also, thank you to everyone supporting the channel on Patreon, I really appreciate it, so thanks a lot for the support given there. Links below if you wanna check that out, or the social media, check out the Discord server, subreddit if you wanna post memes or stories. And yeah, that's it, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day, bye!